Yes. Hello. Here we are. Divisional round of the playoffs, the greatest weekend in the playoffs for the NFL IMO. Because here's the it's the greatest because not because it's the highest stakes. Obviously, Super Bowl, AFC, NFC title games. But what you do, you have the four best games between the four best regular season teams, and then also four teams that have won a playoff game. So this is legit. This is great. Thank you very much, Jerome's, for coming along. And we already got some people lighting up the chat. Skull, as well as toss in. We're going to be watching the game from today. Always love giving shout outs to all the various Jeromes that tune in from around the country as well as around the world. And ooh, we're getting lit up. Let's go, baby. Also, if you want your question for sure to be answered, toss it in the super chat as well as, all right, so below, we introduced this week something new called monthly Jeromes as well as platinum Jeromes. You hit that white join box, click. You can find out how you can support the channel as well as you get a little something extra as well. So let's go. Let's talk about this game. So we got Tennessee, we got Kentucky all up in the house. Let's see here. What else here? Oh, Fresno, California, powerful Notre Cal. Also, props for cheering on the Vikings and not crossing over to the dark side. Sodak, South Dakota. NYC, Alexandria. Hopefully, Alexandria, Minnesota, or Virginia. Alexandria, Minnesota is gorgeous. Me and the family go there every year. Memphis, Tennessee. Love you, Rendezvous Ribs. That's right, baby. Another Hill Air Force Base, Utah. Thank you for your service. Skull from Germany. Guten Tag, Fraulein. Well, it's probably dude. You know what I mean? Egan, powerful South Metro. Represent Cedar Falls, Iowa. New Mexico. As well as Elko, Nevada. Milwaukee, Austria. All right, a couple more. Southwest Minneapolis, powerful Noodle 130. Noodle 130 is a monthly Jerome. You will notice by the beautiful little purple check mark. Get yours as well. Again, mash that join button. Dylan Knowles, powerful OG. If the Vikings can't establish a run, will the Vikes still be able to dominate? A lot of people are predicting this to be a low-scoring, whatever, punch-it-out game, and it certainly could be. I mean, the Niners have a legit defense, but again, props for building a legit defense by being really shitty for a number of years and just drafting the best, defensive player in the top 5, top 10. Yeah, that's quality GMing by John Lynch, sure, as well as Fuego 200 just signed him to be a monthly Jerome. In real time. Love that. As well as the Vikings defense, it's getting itself in order. Even though the cornerback room is always going to scare me a little bit because you got Mac out, you got Mike Hughes on IR, and you never know what you're going to get with Xavier Rhodes, which a guy that you're paying top-tier cornerback money. It's weird that you're worried about him being on the field, except you are. But do you trust Zimmer and Jerry Gray enough to be able to patchwork that together? I hope so. Chris Boyd, I mean, a rookie 7th-round pick. You really trust him in the playoffs? You're going to have to at some point. Holton Hill, can you give him a little bit more meat on the bone? Nate Metters is coming up from the practice squad, sure. As well as working out 41-year-old Terrence Newman. That's right, just stepping right off the Geritol. Let's go. Although, I will give props to Newman. He is a guy that stays in shape. But it didn't work out for him as a coach because here's the thing about players moving to coaches, where you'll notice that very few high-end, top-of-the-food chain players become coaches because a lot of the players, I mean, let's be honest, just have more God-given ability, right? And you can't coach that. And it'd be like, so it's like Randy Moss, who I'm sure could be a great wide receivers coach, except he comes in the wide receiver room and he looks at Alexander Hollins. Well, why don't you just run a 4-2 and then take top off defense? Huh? Why don't you do that? As opposed to technical, because you'll notice that a lot of the players that get into coaches either don't play in the NFL or they played at a high college level, or not even high. They played collegiately, and maybe they weren't the best. They probably weren't stars. They're probably backups who had to learn all the technical parts of the position just to even get the time of day. So they know that inside and out, and they can pass that along to players that are better than them. So you notice that a lot of coaches around the league right now are actually, let's look it up. Wiki, NFL. Yeah, this is what you get on the pregame shows. You get tangents. All right, so Cliff Kingsbury, he played at Texas Tech, and then he was a backup with the Patriots. A cup of coffee. John Harbaugh never played in the NFL. His brother did, sure. See here. Matt Nagy was a decent backup quarterback. Same thing with Zach Taylor. I believe LaFleur played in college. Frank Reich, obviously was the backup with the Buffalo Bills for a number of years. Anthony Lynn, I believe, played. Pretty sure Flores did. Mike Zimmer was a collegiate linebacker. Belichick didn't play past high school. Sean Payton played at Eastern Illinois, and then was the scab quarterback for the Bears during the '87. Joe Judge played collegiately. He might have played in the NFL. Cup of coffee. John Gruden didn't. I don't believe he played in college. Doug Peterson was Brett Favre's backup for a number of years. Tomlin played in college at William & Mary. I don't believe he ever made the NFL. And Bruce Arians at Virginia Tech. So this is the best piece of trivia. Who holds the the Virginia Tech record for a quarterback for most rushing touchdowns in a season? It's Bruce Arians. It's not Tyrod. It's not Michael or Marcus Vick. That's awesome. And of course, Rod Rivera played for the Bears, and Vrabel played as well. So you see a pattern. You see a lot of backup quarterbacks. You see a lot of meat and potatoes position type players. You don't see stars. You really don't see stars. Like you don't see, the Peyton Manning type esque players all of a sudden becoming head coaches. It's just not really a thing. T-Jack fan, $2 in super chat. Skull Thielen over under 80 receiving yards. I'm gonna go under, but I don't think that his gash is going to. I don't think that cut's going to hold him back too much. Again, it's way better than if he had a sprained ankle or anything like that. All right, so what were we even talking about? Oh, we're talking about a low-scoring game. I think it could be that, or, all of a sudden it could just become a bit of a shootout. I don't see it going Niners-Saints-esque, but we know that both teams are capable of putting up points. We saw that the way that the Niners just put it to the Packers earlier on in the season, and we've seen this Vikings offense, even with and without Dalvin, be able to put some crooked numbers on the board. And I think Kirk Cousins is he's a very emotionally volatile player, and maybe that's not the best description. He plays well when he is doubted, when he's got the chip on his shoulder, as well as if he's got a little bit of confidence going. So all those things are together. Like he's got the mojo going. He's got that great couple plays down the stretch against the Saints. And also, the national media is still hating on him. Or he can at least manufacture that and perceive him. Like, he hate me. No, they hate me. Fuego 200. Favorite all-time Viking? It's got to be Randy Moss. It's certainly a generational thing because when I was 11 or 12 was the 98 Vikings. So they just smashed that. 84 coming in. And I've talked about in here how I tracked Randy Moss when he ended up at Marshall when they were 1AA in 96. And then in 97, when he just came in, ended up being fourth on the Heisman balloting, which, it's hard for a wide receiver to get on to be a Heisman finalist as it is, because generally, if the receiver's good, the quarterback's got to be good. And we're going with the quarterback. So the fact that he was able to do that and do it at Marshall was just freaking amazing. And I love Randy Moss. Yeah. We got some shouts for Vike Flair. Yeah. Also, what's everyone eating today? I want to know, what are you munching on for the game? We got some wings. We got some pizza. We got steak. What is going on? Let us know in the chat. For me, I haven't decided yet because I actually haven't eaten yet today, which, looking at me, I know it sounds weird. Just kidding. We just got done with jiu-jitsu, so it rolled. It was Kimura Day, so that's always fun. So yeah, shoulders and all nice and loose and all stretched up. I don't really know. I make something. I make some wings. Do something else. There you go. Anders, how nervous are you? Not nervous at all, man. I'm confident. I think the Vikings match up pretty well against the Niners. I think they're actually pretty similar teams. And the Vikings, frankly, are playing with house money right now. We're supposed to get out of the wild card round. Let's roll it up and let's go. All right, so we got some chili. Ooh, chili's a good call. Maybe we'll make chili. We got wings. We got eaten clam. Okay. Spinach and coffee. Yeah. Got burgers. Yeah. Cookies. Pizza and wings. Living the good life, Daniel Kaplan. Wings, pork tenderloins. Ooh, shout out. Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah, because it's Saturday. Barbecue in Memphis, jealous. Tacos, we got pizza. We got cheese, nachos. Dude, if it sticks together, that's one nacho. Steak and wings, Rios Bra. That's right. MS6 boy, $2 in the super chat. 21-17 Vikes with Irvin being secret weapon. Yeah, here's my thing. I keep saying that Irv Smith Jr. is going to be the secret weapon until he finally is. It's going to work. It's like how Native American rain dances worked every single time, where they just danced until it rained. That's what I'm going to do. Every single time I'll be like, this is the Irv Smith game. And then he finally goes off for like 7 for 103 and a touchdown. I'm like, nailed it. All right, so we got burgers, we got beers, we got some chippies, we got some hot turkey. That's right. A little pizza in there. Ooh, taquitos, wings, chips, and queso. Woo, living that good life. Oh, Bobzilla Green Bay Tears. Nailed it. That's right. I'm just in a good mood. And yeah, I talked earlier in the week about the house money thing, where it's like, yeah, you should feel good about it, but also, I mean, this Vikings team has a chance to do something a little bit crazy. And just because everyone, including some Vikings fans, wrote the Vikings off, they'd be a one and done in the playoffs. They're a 6-seed wild card. And so what? They could be road warriors. Win 3 road games was extremely hard to do in the NFL. Completely flip the narrative. It's like, Vikings can't win on the road. Vikings can't win big-time games. Vikings can't win on grass for some reason, even though that's more highly correlated with being on the road. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Vikings are in Miami, neutral side game against the Ravens. Let's get it on. Ting Yang, $5 in the super chat. Can we stop the double sweeps and pitch runs if they aren't working? Also, surprised we didn't use more sweeps and bootlegs against the Saints. To a degree about the sweeps and bootlegs, but also, I mean, that's what the Saints were preparing for. That's why you saw Cameron Jordan and the other defensive end, Hendrickson, having such wide splits, because they were ready. I mean, the Vikings put an entire season a film on of getting Kirk Cousins moving the pocket, getting him on the perimeter, bootlegging him, and they're ready for him. And the Vikings, I think, just countered there. And sweeps and pitch runs, it's a little bit like sticking with the run, even though some of these quasi razzle dazzle stuff, it's like whatever. Like if they go for big gains, all of a sudden like Stefanski's a genius. If they get stopped, he's an idiot. Why do you keep doing that? But also it does give the defense things to think about. It does give the things that defense coordinator has to account for, as well as sometimes they'll just give that same look, whether it be in that game, whether it be in the next game, where they know that the upcoming team has seen that on film. They'll give it the same look, and then they'll just smash it with the counter on it. So it is still just a massive chess game, and that's what makes football extremely interesting to me. Ting Yang, another $2 in the super chat. Oh, I meant screens and bootlegs, not sweeps. Well, yeah, we caught what we were putting down. There you go. All right, so what else here? Fuego 200, what's your preferred Super Bowl matchup? Vikings and Ravens. And here's the thing. I know Seattle would likely be a slightly easier matchup for the Vikings. I think they'd probably be 4.5-point dogs in Seattle. I think they'd be a full 7-point dog in Green Bay. I want the Packers. I want all the storylines. I want all the pain. I want all the border battle trace. Border Battle 3 for all of the pina coladas that head down to Miami. That's what I want. And then also in the Super Bowl, I want the Ravens. I want the hardest possible route, just so the haters and the doubters can't be like, well, you beat the Titans in the Super Bowl. Congratulations. All that stuff. Even though Super Bowl, I don't care. We could be playing a school of the Little Sisters of the Poor in the Super Bowl. Don't care. Stomping that ass out as Dan Bailey kicks a last-second field goal to push the Vikings 26-24 victory over Little Sisters of the Poor. That's what happens. But yeah, see here. We're coming for that ass, Jimmy. I all week I forgot about that, where we had actually gift that after the 2018 Week 1 game where Everson was mic'd up, and the whole we coming after that ass, Jimmy. Yeah, it's great. Oh, so this has been stuck in my craw a little bit. So the whole Diggs is a diva, is he not a diva debate. Well, here's my stance on it. He is, but also that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's the nature of the position. Wide receivers, I mean, can have an attitude. And it's the same thing with cornerbacks too, by the way. And I think it's because of the nature of the position, where you're out on an island, you're out by yourself, you're one-on-one. You got to be hyping yourself up. It's like, I'm going to whip this guy's ass this rep. And also, they get all the glory. Receivers do, cornerbacks do, pick six, that whole thing. So I do think that Diggs is a bit of a diva. And something we always hammer on the show is actions speak louder than words. And I know a lot of people are pointing to, well, when Diggs was mic'd up on the sidelines, he went over to Kirk Cousins and said, hey, don't feed me the ball. Okay. But also, this is a guy who is extremely media aware and is extremely savvy and also knew that he was mic'd up. And a great way to blunt the I'm a diva narrative is to say something like that on the sideline, as opposed to everything that he has done before that, right? The fact that he was whining, the fact that he was passive aggressively pushing a trade to either Washington or New Orleans or New England during the season, the fact that he was fined $200,000 for missing practices and meetings because he was acting out because he wasn't getting the ball. Yeah, all of that goes away. All of those actions go away because he said something on national TV where he knew that he was mic'd up that contradicts the narrative, even though, whatever. Yeah. No, it's like I'm trying to think of an analogy that would work here. But I think people are just blowing that out of proportion. Again, something to take away from this channel, something that we're always going to say is actions over words. Actions speak louder than words. That whole thing. As something that Duga always relays to me is like when he's when he's interviewing someone, he always goes, "Why is this person lying to me?" And like in the media, everyone who's telling you something either has an agenda attached to it, or that's it. I mean, because no one really like gives you inside information out of the bottom of the goodness of the heart. They always have to think of the source of information. Caden Olam, $5 in the super chat. Hey guys, I saw a notification on my phone that says Thielen is officially ruled active. Skull. Hey, there we go. So we got actives, inactives, out. Why is Ben Gedeon tweeting? Yeah. Ben Gedeon and Aaron Iyer. So Alexander Hollins is a healthy scratch. Jaron Curse is dinged up. He's out. Herc and Eddie Yarbrough inactive. Drew Samia and Oli Udo and Aviante Collins inactive. No shocker there. So Nate Metters, who just got called up from the practice squad, he is active. Looks like it's all hands on deck. Looks like Gronklin is active, I believe. Let me pull it up. Yep. Instead of tweeting out a list of inactives, I wish they would do that as well as list who is active. So Conklin's active, Thielen is active, Treadwell is active. That's all good. Let's see what else. Oh, Jalen Holmes is active. Let's see what else here. Shamar Stefan's active. He was dinged up earlier this week. Sherrills is there. Metters. Chris Boyd. Cameron Smith is active for some reason. All right, so there you go. Yeah. All right, so those are actives for the Vikings. Who inactives for the Niners? All right, C.J. Beathard, Dante Johnson, Jordan Matthews, Givens, Helm, Jeff Wilson. My name is Jeff. All right, so no real shockers there. It is annoying that the Niners, since they did get that first round bye, like everyone's getting healthy now. So Jaquiski Tart or whatever the safety's name is, he's back. He's pretty decent. D Ford, of course, is legit AF, and they got him back. So it's whatever. It's whatever. All right. Someone just said that Thielen was ruled up. Please. Stop trolling in the chat. I always love when we do these chats and then the fans of the opposing fan base somehow get in here. Yeah, and it's like when we were doing the Saints game last week, and all of a sudden it's like Saints friends, who dat, and then of course in the post game show it's like, oh, silencio, por favor, oh nijo. Oh man, I love it. I love this stuff. All right, the Wolfpack, $2 in the super chat. Zimmer never does a fake field goal punt on fourth short. Why? Well. The going for it on like fake punts and stuff, it's a weird dynamic in that generally in the NFL teams will have a go no go, and it will be at the discretion of the players on the field. It will be at the discretion of the special teams coordinator, and generally the head coach will allow it. Where, sometimes if it's a high leverage spot, he'll be like, hey, no fake punt here. But, I mean, generally, it's sort of YOLO, and it's really sort of awesome, and it does give a lot of credence to special teams coordinator. But I could see Zimmer just being to Mauro Maloof, being to Mike Prefer's like, we are never fake punting, like ever. I could see him doing that. Alex Miller, $2 a super chat. San Francisco Sodomites lose today? Yeah, probably. See here. All right, got some questions. Fire them in the super chat and do that up. God, also I love Brian O'Neill. Like I know that we gushed about him earlier in the week, but he legit is becoming one of the best right tackles in the NFL, and I'm excited to see his progression. I'm glad that he is here, even though remember the Vikings like backdoored into him like pretty hard. Where let's see here, bring up the 2018 NFL draft because is exciting. So, the Vikings obviously needed offensive line help. They decided to go with Mike Hughes at 30, which I still stand by that pick. I still do. I think he's going to pan out. And I know that everyone's avatar for this is like, well, why didn't they take Will Hernandez? Well, Hernandez didn't really fit stylistically what they wanted to do with the outside zone scheme. Like, don't get me wrong. He's a great guard. He's doing really good things there with the Giants. But he became the monolith for everyone who wanted offensive line in the first round, where it would have made sense to get an Austin Corbett or Braden Smith, who's doing good things with the Colts now, or even like a James Daniels, who's now starting for the Vikings. I think stylistically, that would have been a much better matchup. And then also the fact that the Vikings passing O-line is like, okay, we can do things in round 2. It's fine. And then you had that massive run on O-lineman in the second round. You had Corbett, Hernandez, Braden Smith, James Daniels. See who else here. Oh, Connor Williams at 50. So now I have it on pretty good authority that if Connor Williams got past the Cowboys at 50, that the Vikings were going to trade up with the Colts at 52 and go get Connor Williams, but didn't quite work out. And then the Vikings are sitting at the back end of the first round, so they're like, okay, we'll take Brian O'Neill, who was seen as this massive project, athletic as all hell, need to add some weight, really need to work on that anchor, all of that stuff. And then it just turns out that he's a freaking beast. Yeah, the fact that he's able to do this while he's still learning to add strength, it's just really amazing. And I can't wait to see what the future is going to hold for Brian O'Neill. Jake Reardon, $2 in Super Chat. Tell Eric to chug his beer. Eric, chug your beer. Shit. There you go. All right, folks, we're going to wrap up this pregame show. Any final thoughts, toss them in. But also, we'll be here at halftime, hopefully talking glowingly about the Minnesota Fighting Vikings doing big things out in Santa Clara, and as well as we'll be here post-game show, winners and losers. You know what it is, as well as, all right, so we'll be on location next week. We'll be on the Lam. We'll be out in LA doing some stuff. It's going to be really exciting. But also we'll have videos. We'll also be doing some hit and run videos. Like we'll fire up the live stream on the phone, and it'll be some really good times there. But again, thank you, Jerome, so much for coming along on the pregame show. If you want to support the channel even further, hit that join button down below, little white box. Find out how to become a monthly Jerome or a platinum Jerome. You get a little bit of extra goodies and content throughout the week, and also you get to support non-traditional media. Yeah, Rebel Pirate Radio here as because otherwise everything will just evolve into you know. But thanks for coming along. See you at halftime. Skull.